I didn't raise my voice. I didn't demand answers. I didn't ask her why she did it or beg her to rethink anything. I just sat there in the thickest, heaviest silence of my life. That night is burned into my memory, the night she told me she had been with someone else. Her eyes didn't look like the eyes I knew. They were full of guilt, but underneath it, there was a coldness, like she had already detached from me long before she spoke the words. She said, "It just happened," as if betrayal is something accidental, like slipping on ice or missing a step. As if falling into another man's arms is something that simply occurs without choice. I didn't respond. Didn't break. Didn't let her see a single tear. I stared at her like she was someone I had never met. Because the woman I loved, the one I imagined a future with, she disappeared the moment she destroyed what we had. She kept explaining herself, trying to fill the room with excuses that didn't matter. I was confused. I didn't mean for it to go that far. He made me feel seen. None of it mattered. I had seen her every single day. I had loved her through every insecurity, every dark moment, every doubt she ever had. But she still chose him. And the worst part wasn't even the act itself, it was how effortlessly she walked away from everything we built. As if our years together were nothing more than a mistake she wanted to erase. As if I was just a chapter she wished she'd never written. When she asked if we could still be friends, I finally let one truth slip out. I hope he was worth it. Then I walked out. No shouting, no revenge, no dramatic goodbye. Just silence. The weeks after were unbearably quiet. People talk about heartbreak like it's loud and violent, but the real pain is in the stillness. In the way you sit alone and question if you were ever enough. In the way you replay every memory and wonder if any of it was real or if you were blind the whole time. I didn't block her number. Didn't erase her from my phone. But I never contacted her again. And she never reached out either. That told me everything I needed to know. Life moved on slowly. I switched jobs, relocated, started taking care of myself again. At first it was all just distraction, but over time it became genuine healing. Not perfect, not linear, but real. Little by little, in quiet mornings, lonely evenings, long walks, and moments in front of the mirror where I whispered, "You'll be fine." Exactly a year later, on a calm Sunday afternoon, someone knocked on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. And when I opened it, she was standing there, hair tied back, eyes swollen and exhausted. In her hands she held a wedding dress. For a moment I thought I was imagining it. But no, it was her. She stepped inside before I said a word, gripping the dress like it weighed her down. "I couldn't do it," she said. "I was supposed to get married today." He was waiting at the altar, but I couldn't walk down the aisle. She sat on my couch with the dress still clutched in her hands and fell apart, sobbing, shaking, struggling to speak. She admitted she kept trying to convince herself she loved him, that he was what she needed, that he would make her forget what she did to me. But she couldn't escape it. She said she was haunted. And I was the ghost she couldn't outrun. I wanted to be cold. I wanted to push her out the door. I wanted to remind her of every night I hurt silently, every moment I wished I could hate her but never managed to. But I didn't. I stayed still. She asked if I hated her. I looked at her and answered honestly, "No. I learned how to live without you. That's what scares me now." She wiped her face, nodded, and said she didn't expect forgiveness or another chance. She just needed me to know she destroyed something real and she knew it. Eventually, she stood up, folded the dress, and set it on the table like it was her final apology. Then she said a real goodbye, no promises, no requests, just truth, and walked out again. This time it didn't break me. It didn't shake anything inside me. Because I wasn't the same man she left behind. I didn't need her anymore to feel whole. That night, I sat alone in the same apartment, on the same couch, staring at the dress she left behind. Not as a symbol of what could have happened, but as a reminder of everything I survived. She came back, not for love, not for another chance, but because regret always tries to return to familiar places. And for a long time I had been one of hers. But I had built a new life since then, quiet, steady, and mine. I don't know where she is now or if she ever wore that dress for someone else. And I don't need to know. Because when everything shattered, I stayed silent. And that silence became my strength, my healing, my closure. She returned with tears and a dress. But I had already learned the hardest truth of all. Some apologies come too late. And sometimes the only way forward is to never go back.